Distance can be a major barrier to accessing quality healthcare on time. That's where Angel Flight East comes in. Welcome to Takeoff Talk with Angel Flight East, a nonprofit dedicated to providing free flights for children and adults who need medical treatment far from home. We don't know how many people forego medical care because they don't have accessible transportation, and that's what this podcast is here to change. Join passionate AFE staff members Jess Ames and Maddie Beck as they share real-life stories from people who have used AFE services to get the care they need when they need it.
Hey, frequent flyers, you are back with me, Maddie.
And me, Jess.
And today we have pilot David Turner with us.
Hey guys, how's it going?
We're good. How are you?
Good, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, we're so excited to have you. So if we could start, how long have you been flying with Angel Flight East?
I looked in my logbook and it appears to be the summer of 2015.
Wow.
So eight years now. And I think we all took a little time off during COVID. So I know a lot of pilots were sad not to be able to continue doing that during that time, especially during a time when so many people really did need help. But it's so good to be back in the saddle.
I was going to say 8 years is a long time to put up with us.
Yeah, seriously. I was trying to think about what I did in 2015. I was like, nothing productive.
Yeah, well, I have those years too. But as you know, my real job is on Broadway and on television. And so it's a great complement to a schedule that's unpredictable or to a career that's unpredictable, because when you have downtime, which for an actor very often means a sort of a loss of identity, like what am I? Who am I if I'm not training the boards? It's so great to have something meaningful that is flexible that you can do during that time.
And how did you hear about us back then?
The truth is I don't know. I mean, 8 years ago, I was only 12 years old. I mean, for viewers at home, that's a joke because you can tell I'm obviously fighting 50. I think it must have been on the radio, or I must have found a flyer where I did my commercial. So I got my private in 2010, my instrument in 2011, my commercial in 2013. And it was the first thing I wanted to do when I got 300 hours. I was so excited to start helping you guys.
That's amazing. And why do you volunteer your time in airplane for Angel Flight East?
I'm a person who feels better when he's helping, and it has a lot of things in common with acting, particularly in the theater, because it's about connection. And in the theater, that connection is communal. You have a sense when an idea has landed with a crowd, you hear them go, or even just the sound of silence, and you know that you've made a point. And that happens on an individual level for me when I'm helping someone, when you see that impact that you can have, especially for someone who's in one of the worst moments of their lives, when you can, just by being steady or just by being there or just by making a hard day a little less hard, it's a no-brainer. And then when you add to it the environmental impact of flying, all of us, I think, either turn a blind eye or make a little bargain with ourselves about why we think we should be burning so much gas in a world where not everyone has that privilege. And, it's up to all of us to decide what side of the ledger we're going to end up on and why we think we should be able to do that. If you enjoy flying, it certainly helps to know that you are doing that for a purpose. And it's a great compromise. For me, it works. I don't know when I get to the pearly gates whether I'll have been right or wrong, but I know that it works for me.
That's what matters. And then speaking of, sorry, for listeners at home, I had a cough drop in my mouth, as you can tell from me having no voice. But so speaking of the impact, what would you say as a passenger who's made the most impact on you?
That's hard. I would have to say, unfortunately, it's one who died. His first name was my last name. And he was young and just handsome and just like, he brought his fiance along. And it was some years ago, but I recently remembered him, I think primarily because of his name. It was so unusual to meet someone with whose first name is your last name. And I thought to look him up, and I found his obituary. And I had never done any follow-up on any of the people I've helped. I have never thought to. But this was just one of those people whose spirit, particularly a young person, just kind of touches you, and you want to know what happened. And it's a reminder that we're all on borrowed time, and to appreciate what you have every day and to do what you can. And I'm sorry that a loss is one that made an impact for me, but that's just the truth. So
That's beautiful. And we always say all the people we fly, they're going through such a hard battle with whatever medical diagnosis they have, but they're so upbeat. They love life. And a lot of times you would never know they were sick or anything.
that's right. And if anything, they have more of an appreciation. I still catch myself being, well, of course I'm human. You get upset about something petty, and doing angel flight it really helps you put a check on. You're really going to be upset about because someone cut you off on the highway.
Oh, yeah. We live Philly, so we definitely know what that's like.
Yeah, we are very aware of that one.
I'm from Jersey, so I've got you. I'm sorry, I've got you beat.
Yeah.
We will never argue a Jersey driver.
Thank you.
Fly for any other angel flight organizations, or is it just us?
Yeah, who do you cheat on us with?
Who blabbed? I also fly for Angel Flight Northeast. So as you know, there's a lot of overlapping territory there, but they do have a lot of flights to Maine. It's awfully beautiful up there.
I bet, especially in the fall. We love Maine.
Yeah.
We do.
It's great.
Especially Maine beer.
I hope
they have great
cool.
IPAs.
Yeah. So are we cool still?
You can say. If you bring back beer.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll send you our list.
Yeah.
So what made you want to become a pilot in the first place?
Oh my God. You really want to know?
Heck yeah.
Or do you want no, I'll give you the truth. The background though is that it runs in my family. My dad was a private pilot, and my grandmother also flew.
Wow, so cool.
Yeah, so there's something in the blood, and but the interesting thing is, though I drew a lot of planes when I was interesting to me, your listeners will decide whether it's qualitatively interesting. I drew a lot of planes when I was a toddler. Never in a million years did I picture myself in the cockpit. Never. It never occurred to me. Never entered my head. And then in 2010, when I was probably 35, I had a heartbreak. And one of those ones that leaves you feeling like trash. You know what I mean? Where you end up feeling your self-esteem's in the gutter. And I don't know where it came from, but a little voice in my head just said, take a flight lesson. So I Googled it, and what came up was Morristown, because I was in New York City. And I took the train out to Morristown, and I did the discovery flight and hated it. It was bumpy, and I was sick to my stomach. And I just thought, this is such a terrible idea. And that same little voice said, just do another. 2, 3. After maybe 4 or 5 flights, I started to realize I was really onto something. And I just fell in love with it. And I think I got my certificate about 10 weeks after my first flight.
Wow, that's quick.
That's really quick.
Thank you.
Jess,
I'm a producer now.
I was going to say, Jess, do you want to talk about your flight training and how it's going?
Well, I've been going at it for a year, and I just switched airplanes. So I kind of have to start all over, but I'm back on track.
Switched from what to what?
I was in a Cessna 150, but now I'm in a Sling, which is much more modern. So hopefully it helps me learn.
All right. That sounds good.
So.
And by learn, we mean land.
Yeah, I just need to land. I can do everything else but land the plane.
Everyone has that problem. I did too. And in fact, they kept putting me up with new instructors. They were obviously like getting on the horn and saying, listen, I've got this guy. I'm out of ideas. You've got to go up with him. So can I tell you what did it for me?
Yeah.
A guy took me, a grizzled old hand. And he had a dry erase pen. And we were set up on final at the right speed and the right attitude. And he handed the pen to me and he said, draw on the inside of the windshield, just put a dot where the numbers are right now. And I did. And he said, great, keep that there.
Genius.
I know.
Oh.
I know. I guess I wasn't letting the nose drop. I must have had a psychological thing about like heading into the ground or something.
I wonder why.
I can relate to that.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what worked for me.
I'm going to have to try that. My next lesson is on Thursday, so I might have to take a dry erase marker.
Do it. No harm done.
Yeah, exactly. So if you could tell me one thing about being a volunteer pilot, what would it be?
It is a great feeling to, like I said, help someone on their worst day. And it marries something that is obviously a love for all of us involved. And it deepens that love and it lets you share it with people who can really connect to your passion. And I always sense that it's a welcome distraction for the people we fly to see how planes work and just to be around something someone else feels passionate about. It reminds them what makes life worth living. And I think it puts a little fire in the belly, gives a little fight of, right, things this great are in the world. Things this great are on Earth. People care. And that is something we all need reminding of. And when people are despairing, it's something that I think the mere proximity to someone who is doing something they feel passionately about or who's being kind to them, it can have a huge impact.
There's that little that the audience gives right there. You got it.
See, I told you.
Yeah, silence doesn't work for me, so you got the
Yeah.
I'm an equal opportunity listener, so silence is okay too.
But so now, speaking about your real job and the audiences of Broadway and your acting on TV and stuff, what's your coolest role that you've had so far?
Well, I recently played a role on an Apple series called Servant. That was with Lauren Ambrose, and it was an M. Night Shyamalan horror thing. And I played the pivotal role of Balding Daddy.
I don't even know if I want to ask what that is.
I want to ask.
My agent was like, well, there's good news and bad news. I mean, the good news is you booked it, but you're a balding daddy.
It is exactly what it sounds like.
I know, and I used to be a twink, so being a balding daddy, that's some whiplash. That really hurts. So in this episode that I recently did last spring, I got projectile vomited on.
Ooh.
And so I said to my manager, I think that might be the least degrading thing that's ever happened to me in show business.
All right.
What is the most degrading thing that has ever happened? I don't know if I want to know.
No, it's just a comment on, show business, just like you're always putting up with something stupid. So that really made it real. Anyway, it's a hoot. It's a hoot.
Wow.
Sounds like something we have to Google.
I think you might. Yeah. Gosh, what's that episode called? It's season 4. It was called Zoo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we can say we know the balding daddy personally.
Oh, I know. And just watch doors open. It works on Mater D's. If you'd want to use that, feel free.
That we know the balding daddy. There we go. All right.
See? Wow, this is amazing. What a Monday.
I knew I had to ask that question. I love it.
Where would you say your favorite place is to fly to?
Well, this is going to sound pretty snooty, but my husband and I own a public airport in
What?
Pennsylvania.
What?
Yeah.
Where?
The identifier is H November 4. All are welcome, daytime VFR conditions, no lighting. It is a grass field. So
Okay.
our house is right next to the runway. So
This is amazing.
it's awesome. We have a website. Do you mind if I plug it?
Of course.
Please.
Hey, it is flyingdollar.com. It's got all the information, a great history of the airfield. It was built in the 20s, first airport in the Poconos.
Wait, I'll be in the Poconos this weekend. I need to write this down.
Really?
Yes, I'm getting, Jess is shipping me out to the National Association of Social Workers, Pennsylvania.
Okay. Well, if you're around,
Right.
come say hey, check it out.
You're gonna just get a little knock on your door now that I know where it is.
Please do. Yeah, come borrow a cup of sugar.
Yes. You said Hotel 84?
H November 4.
Each November.
8.
That is so cool.
The number.
Got it.
When did you acquire this airport?
We bought it at an auction in 2014. We were just feeling fanciful, and we were Googling real estate airstrip. Like that would be a dream. And this place came up that was up for auction. A woman had been married to a pilot who worked for a cargo. I think it was Flying Tiger or Seaboard. I can't remember. And he died, and she kept it up on her own for a few years, but finally it was too much. And so she sold it at an auction. It's 70 acres. It's great.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, it's a tricky runway. It's not for the faint of heart. It's on quite a grade. I think it's 4.5%. So one way in, one way out. So be sure to, we have seen people try to land downhill, and I'm telling you, it doesn't end well.
I will not be there for a long time.
They keep flaring, and the ground keeps pulling away, and they keep trying to,
no.
it's rough to watch. So yeah, land to the north, take off to the south.
Wow. So do you fly back and forth to New York City for
Yeah.
acting roles?
Yes, I do. That's my
Wow.
life. I
How
commute.
convenient.
It's pretty great.
Seriously.
Yeah, not bad for a balding daddy.
Hopefully you got to wipe off the vomit before getting in your airplane.
Oh, I knew I forgot to do something.
So what is one final thought you want to leave our listeners with?
If you're a twink, enjoy it while you can. Oh my God.
You might be my favorite guest to date.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I was waiting for something so profound.
And he said it in all seriousness too.
Well, yeah, that's why I get the big box.
Yeah.
It's true.
Mhm.
It's true. Oh man.
That's
That's
amazing.
it. Which is another way of saying carpe diem.
All right.
That's
There we
the
go.
gay. That's the gay version of carpe diem.
Well, we really
I love it.
appreciate all your time and your insights today. You are hilarious.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I can't wait to come and get a cup of sugar this weekend.
Please do. It's great to finally put faces with your names. Thank you for all you do, making it all happen behind the scenes. We really appreciate it. I know I speak for all of us.
You do the hard
You're the bomb.
fun part.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Thank you. Have a good day.
Bye.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Bye.
You too.
Bye.
Wow. That was so fun.
I don't even know what to say on that one. I know I just said silence isn't my thing, but like that really took a lot of words out of me.
I would like to talk to more actors in my life, and I wonder if they're all that funny.
I feel like you can't be like plain Jane if you're an actor.
We definitely have to watch that episode. Who has
Yeah.
Apple TV that we can steal?
I feel like Ellen does. I don't know. I'm gonna find somebody.
I
I
bet
wonder if
David
Pop Up does. Oh, probably.
or Kenny.
If you have Apple TV. Kenny, I know you listen. We
Kenny.
need your Apple ID, please.
And I'm still waiting for my HBO password back, please. I haven't been able to watch my shows.
Or if anybody else wants to, share their passwords, let us know.
It does.
Oh, Tom Melly, you listen too. You better send that over. Yeah, he totally does.
I know he does.
Wow.
I really don't know what else to say because I feel like that episode said enough and it was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, and it like is gonna maybe be a 15-minute episode, maybe 20.
I think we should own an airport one day.
Is this going to be along the lines of that we should get a membership at the country club and share it?
Yeah, and join the kickball league.
We have a lot of things on this to-do list, man.
I know. Number one, don't go to happy hour at Panache anymore.
Yeah, don't do that. I mean, you can do it, but like, know what you're getting into first, because you may get surprised, and it may be 80s night, or Motown night, or somebody's family dinner.
I did think it was odd that they had a cover charge to go outside. I've never seen anything like that.
Oh, I didn't know there was a cover charge.
Yeah, it was $10.
Oh,
I don't think anybody was paying it though. I think they just kind of went outside.
Yeah, because we didn't pay anything and we went outside.
I felt like I was at my parents' birthday party.
Yeah. I feel like that very often though when I go to Panache.
Yeah.
Like we are not the demographic of said party.
I feel like we should be though. Who doesn't want to hang out with us? I could name a couple people.
I could probably name a couple people too.
Their loss on this.
But I just want to say, out of every time that we make a comment in these podcasts about somebody should tell us, like, i.e. their password to HBO Max or like Apple TV or something like that, instead people just send us their commentary bullying us. Like when everybody sent us a text, it was like, yeah, Jess, you said that word wrong.
Yeah, how about how great it is?
Right, tell us we're funny.
Yeah, I don't need to know about my mispronunciation of things. I already know that. I can't talk. Is it talk and speak? I think I can't speak. I don't know.
Is there a difference?
I think so. The difference is fake it till you make it.
Yeah, carpe diem. Or whatever the twink said.
I almost said it again, but I was like, I'm not going to say that.
Yeah, but I don't think we can say that because we are straight.
That's true. We still love you, David.
Yeah, we really love you, David. And I'm definitely showing up at your airport soon.
Yeah, for sugar. Okay, well, that concludes this weird episode, but hilarious episode. And we can't wait to talk to you next week.
Yeah, see you next week. And I'm going to go try and talk Jess into going to get us Twinkies now because that's all I can think about.
Bye.
That's it for today's episode of Takeoff Talk with Angel Flight East. If you want to learn more about our services, please visit our website at www.angelflighteast.org or call our office at 215-358-1900. Join us in our mission. If you're a healthcare worker or a patient in need of air travel and flight services, AFE is here for you. Subscribe to the show so you can hear more stories. Join us again next week right here on Takeoff Talk.